White letters and a microphone appear atop gray clouds and a yellow sun. Sunstorm stories. Tinu Abayomi-Paul appears on screen. Tinu describes herself as a medium-skinned Black woman with shoulder-length black wavy braids, wearing a blue mudcloth print dress. She is the founder of Everywhere Accessible.
I remember laying there, remembering that this experience I'm having is like the other times that I almost died. And I can feel my life slipping away. Is it worth it for me to call out and have someone save me? That's how traumatized that I've been by being in hospitals and in medical settings. And I need for doctors and healthcare professionals to understand that many of us are traumatized like that. It's not abnormal for people like myself who have chronic illnesses, who have cancer, and have high touch and high interactions with medical professionals to feel traumatized, to feel, is it worth it for me to go and get help for this experience that I'm having, for the possibility that something major is wrong? Because for some of us, waiting to see is worth the risk of possibly dying. That's how much we are no longer emotionally prepared to go to the hospital. That's how bad a physical experience it is for some of us. During that hospital experience, I dealt with racism, I dealt with sexism. The first doctor I had was fantastic, but they rotated him out. And the rest of my experience, I had to fight every single day to be heard and understood and to get better care. I had the COVID, and then my cancer was coming back. Didn't get much from oncology, didn't get very many answers. Aside from that, I didn't have my chronic illnesses properly addressed. I didn't have any of my neurodiversities taken into consideration at all, nor my comfort. It was a hellish experience towards the end. And I finally decided I just need to get out of there. And when I got home, and it's in the doctor's notes, I realized, because I was not reading the doctor's notes, that my left lung had minimal functionality. That's how they sent me home from having COVID and cancer in the hospital. People are not getting proper care for COVID in the hospital, and it is more difficult when they look like me. And you would think that would be enough problems. But you get home and then you have to deal with the aftermath in two ways. The cost financially, and really you could say the cost again physically, because up to some studies are now saying 20% to half of people who have COVID are getting long COVID, are never recovering, or are having issues with their lungs or their hearts. COVID's not a cold that you just get and get over. People who don't die, because some people do, have changed lives, have disabling illnesses. For some people, long COVID that might never go away, we don't know. I still have to sleep with oxygen at night, which brings me back to the cost, because my insurance won't pay for it. The insurance that I had when I went into the hospital was fabulous as healthcare gets nowadays, because it didn't cover everything. At a $600 deductible, it was met like the first day. I still had to pay for cancer costs when I came out, up to $3,000 a month. And it sounds like a lot, but other people are paying hundreds and thousands of dollars every month for their cancer medicine, for stuff that's keeping them alive, or allowing them to remain alive is a better way of putting it, I suppose. And there's something wrong with that when we know that it's possible for there to be another way. Because these are people who are already covered, even people who are covered, and know their drug is not available on Cost Plus Drug, and know they can't get a better deal on GoodRx, and know whatever program you're thinking of is overwhelmed. They use the manufacturer's coupons, the price that they're telling you, where it's hundreds of thousands of dollars, or $100,000, or 10,000, 3,000, 2,000, thousands. That's after all of that. So when people are fundraising for their health care, it's because they've already done all the things that society would have you believe will save you if you get sick. And it's not enough. So we're paying all this money for care that we're not getting, and then having an illness with no end in sight. People ask me what it feels like, what long COVID feels like. What does long COVID feel like? It feels like, I used to read these books when I was little, some of them romance novels, about people in the Victorian era, or, rich people in Europe or whatever. It was stuff that my mom read, and they were leftover books. And every now and then I would read about a woman who had malaise. And for some reason, I just pictured this woman lounging somewhere, not happy, but relaxed somewhere, resting, perpetually resting, because she had malaise, and everybody understood, well, Lady Beth has malaise, so you simply cannot bother her. Only to grow up as an adult and have malaise myself, and I'll tell you, it's no picnic. I've been chronically ill most of my life. Hid it from just about everybody until about the last 10 years of my life, until I couldn't anymore, actually. And I thought I knew what tired was from that period. In the period where I was still masking my illnesses, I understood tired. 2 sets of twins in the house, under the age of 4, tired. That's tired, right? Parents understand that kind of tired. I felt like that every day. The way other people feel before coffee is how I felt after coffee. Then when I couldn't hide it anymore, I had fatigue. Fatigue is like, to even compare fatigue to tired is a misunderstanding of what fatigue is. You would have to go about 100 miles to get to tired from where fatigue is. I never knew there was another stage of that, and I had cancer. This is my 2nd time. Now there's malaise. After this video, this is all I'm gonna do today. I used to be a workaholic, and I used to work 20 hours a day. Now I can't work at all because of long COVID. I was already down to 2 days a week before any of this happened, and now I cannot work, and the bills are still coming in. We need better care, because it's not just the physical toll on the body, it's not just the emotional toll on the mind, it's not the financial toll on the individual even. It's the fact that this is going wide quietly. Soon my problem is going to be everyone's problem.
4 logos appear on screen. This initiative was brought to you by the National Disability Rights Network, Foundations for Divergent Minds, the Johns Hopkins Disability Health Research Center, and funded by the With Foundation. For more information or to share your story for future editions of this project, visit us at ndrn.org.